This is my hardcore Ironman that is going to complete all grandmaster combat achievements. After completing the world race quest in the last episode, it's now time to focus on more combat unlocks. In this video we are going to unlock invention. We are going to do this through an interesting method that will unlock even better PvM unlocks. We also got 2 insanely rare items, which is still mind blowing to me. But that's something for later in the episode. Let's start with archaeology for now. Training archaeology on a fresh account is always interesting because archaeology is locked behind quite a lot of things. You need to do different quests, etc. But we will get to that soon enough. Our first goal of this video is to get 86 archaeology, and we will unlock some nice utilities on the side. Okay, I've trained archaeology a bit. It's time to start with our first detour, and that's Defender of Varrock. I want to do this quest because the archaeology material gold rune is locked behind this quest, and we are definitely gonna need this in the future. And there we go, 51 hunter, that's good enough for Defender of Varrock. Getting this hunter level wasn't that bad. This is also before the update, so it's way quicker than probably what it is now at the time I'm gonna upload this video. Anyways, besides this, we also have to train agility, mining and smithing for this quest, so I guess that's gonna be our main focus for now. And basically just like that, we have the mining and smithing level requirements. Mining and smithing are also gonna be really nice for our upcoming methods, because I'm not going for the dragon method. I think it's not gonna be worth it for us, because there's so many detours you have to take, like Thrift Dinners, Training Slayer, etc. For agility, however, it's not gonna be that easy. I'm gonna do some quest for this. I don't know if you guys ever have that, but sometimes I'm just in that questing mood and I really felt like just doing the annoying quest that I didn't really look forward to. So I completed stuff like Underground Pass and One Small Favor. It was quite nice. Just like that, I'm out of my questing mood. At least I did quite some quests. I earned like 25 quest points or something like that. I'm just gonna do the remaining of the agility XP here. And that is level 51 agility. We now have all the requirements for Defender of Varrock, so we can finally do this quest and head back to archaeology. So that is Defender of Varrock completed. This quest is also gonna be helpful later for Necromancy, because it unlocks a pretty good combat training method. After doing some archaeology, it's time for a second detour, to be honest. Level 40 unlocks a new dig site, which is really nice, but it also unlocks the ability to unlock dive. To unlock dive, you have to do the succession quest, which requires a few mini quests to do first. Mini quests have quite some nice rewards, to be honest. The most important one is that we don't lose any adrenaline out at combat anymore, which is just such a nice quality of life. Something completely random in between. I'm so addicted to getting new skilling outfits. Every now and then you will see me unlock some random skilling outfit, because it's one of the most satisfying things to get on an Ironman in my opinion. And now we have the quest with the biggest non-skippable cutscene completed. Now we can dive around, which make our movement throughout the world so much better. This is gonna be even better once we unlock Shadow Grace Relic, that we can start to go for at 60 archaeology. It's now time to make some serious progress. That is our first rank up. We are now officially an assistant. And that's level 60 archaeology. Now we unlock the Santistan dig site, which means we can start going for the Shadow Grace Relic. If you don't know what the Shadow Grace Relic does, it basically means you have the mobile perk active once the relic is activated. And the mobile perk lowers your movement abilities by half. I was just casually vibing and doing this dig site, and we got the archaeology pet. I don't know what it is, but I always spoon this pet. Kinda crazy. Fast forward, we unlocked the Shadow Grace Relic. This is so nice. Now we actually have movement abilities. And this is also gonna be so nice for dungeoning if we're gonna train it again. I probably should have done this quest earlier, but that's the Throne of Miscellanea. I did not know this was like a big problem for like Ironmans, but I really struggled to get Mahogany locks, and for this we need the Throne of Miscellanea and Royal Trouble. But our next problem is we need 40 Slayer for that, so I guess it's time to do some Reapers for some Slayer XP. One of my Reapers was this new boss. I was kind of curious how it plays on a new account, and the kills are so slow, which is kind of annoying, but I can see the uses of it. the loot is okay for an early game Ironman, but most importantly, I can see some uses for combat XP, because I think it's best in slot for combat XP, so I think that's a really good thing. However, I'm probably not gonna do it that often because I rather just AFK. Back to some archaeology, that is level 70. This also means we have to try mining and smithing again, because we need to unlock a new method. So before we're gonna go further with any archaeology, I'm gonna do some mining and smithing. I've mined quite some ores right now, which should be enough for 70 smithing. The good thing about staying one tier lower than what you can, it makes smithing so AFK. It isn't often worth it to do, but it is worth it between 60 and 70 smithing. And that is level 70 smithing. That was such a walk in the park, man. I enjoyed that. I haven't been doing a lot of dailies. I've kept track on my Anaconia base. After this hunt and play lodge, I think I've everything maxed now for how far I can upgrade it. This is gonna be useful later on in the account. Another archaeology update, and that is 76 archaeology. We unlock a new dig site with this one. What we're probably not gonna use a lot, because we can't make an internal method anyways. Besides that, we can also fully upgrade our wings, what I'm instantly gonna do. But it's only 10 more levels and then we are done with archaeology. After doing some reapers and some scarabs hunting, I guess, we have level 40 Slayer. This means we can do Royal Trouble now for our Mahogany logs. And if we want our self-emmy in the future, we can go for it now as well. That is Royal Trouble completed. I'm not gonna dump a lot of cash into this because we don't need a shit ton of Mahogany logs. But at least we can get some now. We are almost level 80 archaeology, but before we're gonna hit that, we have unlocked a new rank. We are now an associate arc dude. This rank is actually quite important. Even though we can't buy the auto screener, I'm still really happy with the skilling outfit and all the extra stuff I can get. I don't really care what's the most efficient thing to buy, because no matter what, I'm first gonna buy the outfit. A little bit later, we hit 80 archaeology. Well, we know what's next. It's time to do some mining and smithing again. I've mined quite a lot, as you can see. This should be enough for level 80 smithing. But meanwhile we were doing this and basically also archaeology, I've also been doing quite a lot of worldy events. So I think it's time to do some big opening. As you can see, I've collected 41 normals and 16 good ones, or how you call them. The normals are kind of whatever, so I'm just gonna spam through them. But we have like 15% chance to get a dark onyx core, and that's what I want. No way! That's insane! Holy! This is gonna be so useful when we are high level. But besides that, I got dog shit. Like, I got nothing else, but I can't complain, man. This is insane. I can't use it for such a long time. But that's fine. We will get there soon enough. Okay, let's continue with the daily business. That is 80 smithing. That also means we have our first level requirement for invention. We are getting there, man. Like, we are getting pretty close to invention right now. Oh, wait. No way.
Did you just get Craw?
Yes, I got core. I have no clue how this happened, man. First the Dark Onyx core and now I got core on the same day. I was just doing some casual fish flingers and dailies and we got it. That's actually insane, man. If you never heard about this pet before, this pet spawns once a week in every world in the Nemi Forest. For us to just get it while doing the Nemi Forest daily is insanely rare. There were quite a lot of sacred clay in the merchant, so I think it's time to buy them and see what outfit we can score, because I have no clue what's gonna happen with those outfits, so might as well just gonna get it now. And it's also gonna be really nice for our crafting grind. There weren't like any further obstacles, so we finally hit 86 archaeology. Not gonna lie, this was insane how long this took compared to other skills, but I'm really happy we did it though. It's now time to train some necromancy. This shouldn't take as long as archaeology. This should actually be way quicker. I started training archaeology by getting quite a lot of souls, so we unlock a new tier. I think that's a really solid start to begin with. I'm kinda in a questing mood again, So I think it's time to do all those beginning necromancy quests, and might as well start the quest here for Gate of Elidinis. And I kind of forgot I had to build this whole city. I mean, it's super satisfying to make, but I wasn't really planning on doing that right now. Anyways, our big city is completed. And that is Dead and Buried completed. I'm not gonna do more quests in this series because it requires a little bit more combat. I want to prepare a little bit better for that. So it's time to go back to Necromancy. I completed the easy tasks because this grimoire is so nice for Necromancy because it auto collects ashes and we really need quite a lot of ashes for those inks. And because we already hit level 40 Slayer, we will also be able to do this quest. This Salve Emmy is really gonna shine at Necromancy, so it's a really good early game unlock. I'm not gonna lie, this skill is so fast. The only thing I can do is doing those tasks and then I'm basically at the next milestone already. At least that's how it feels. I'm constantly just upgrading my weapons. We can now make our tier 50 weapons, so might as well do that. Unfortunately, well, AFK training some Necromancy, I got my first disease. However, it wasn't really in a scary spot or whatsoever, so we survived. But it kinda sucks. Because of this, I don't really trust the client that much anymore. So I have to be extra careful the upcoming weeks. However, I trained a little bit more and that is level 66 Necromancy. This is quite a big level because now we unlock the multiply 2 clip. So this will make our rituals so much better. I think it's time to focus back on the rituals again. I think this amount of ink will do it for a while. I hope at least. If I still need more, I have quite a lot of in the bank. But I just miss ashes. You probably expected a rituals clip, right? Guess what? I went back to combat. I saw that I needed dragon bones and I was way too lazy for that, so might as well just skip it. And I will use those supplies later on. They will be useful at some point. Oh, I actually still have to do it. For this quest you need 3k souls. And this quest is a requirement for Gate of Elidinis as well. So I might as well just go instantly to the dragons, I guess, and start the rituals. Killing dragons for dragon bones wasn't even that bad. I think it took like half an hour to get like 200. That's actually pretty solid. That is our last ritual I had to do. And funnily enough, I also already hit 75 Necromancy. So I have now all the requirements to unlock Gate of Elidinis. The only thing I want to do before I'm gonna do this is unlocking new Necromancy weapons. And I kinda want to unlock antivirus. To unlock better Necromancy weapons, we had to kill Hermod. But luckily, this boss fight was really easy. But come on man, why did this boss have this to me to spawn minions at 150 HP? And just like that, we made the tier 70 weapons. Now the weapon has a spec, which is quite nice. The only thing left to do before the quest is getting a higher Herbler level. We need level 63 for antivirus if I'm gonna boost. Luckily for us, after doing some monthlies, I could just use our XP lamp from Succession and I brought it all the way up to 63. And now we have some of those antivirus potions. This will make surviving at the Varrock boss so much better. It's now time to finish the 4th Unity questline. This questline has quite a lot of combat encounters, so it's time to lock in. But look at those gems, man. Baldy Bill is carrying me over here. So after a few quests and some combat encounters, we completed Order of the Devourer and unlocked the Gate of Elidinis. Besides getting 80 crafting and unlocking invention, there is one drop I really want from this boss. I really hope we get it soon, because I have to be honest, this isn't the most fun boss to do, man. I think this is also an awesome opportunity to start doing Reapers. I'm not gonna bother with the rest of the Reapers, but if I get a Gate of Elidinis Reaper, it's just 3 Reaper points and 3 Slayer XP, so might as well just take it. I started by doing some duolo with my main. I was just training crafting with my ironman and actually killed the boss with my main. I did this because I still need the pet on my main account as well, so I felt like I wanted to finish that because I was really close. If I can recommend something, I won't do it yourself, it wasn't the most fun. However, luckily we got it pretty quickly. That's AD divination, that's our second skill for invention. We only have to train a little bit of crafting, but we get quite far already. That's our first 100 kills completed. Unfortunately, not a single drop yet, but to be honest, I also didn't really expect one. Something that kinda surprised me is that you're able to get sub 3 kills without any boost at all. I expected that you needed at least the outfit. And there it is, AD crafting, and that means we unlocked invention. I completed the tutorial, and in the next episode we will definitely train this further and see if we already can get some benefit out of it. But we aren't gonna stop there with Gate of Elidinis, and we actually got our first drop. This drop is one step closer to a better PVM setup.